Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Mad Dog, and today this is going to be a little bit of a different video, and which is actually going to be something that I did for an art competition back at high school, literally a VCE, since during our life in lockdown, and I felt like, you know what, I think this was a good idea to probably do this for a video, just for the fun of it. Remember the last episode that I did based on my Lego stop animation that I did of Ninjago? That's that kind of thing, but it's not a stop animation. This is like literally just me crafting some stuff. It was like it was this art competition that I did. It was called Life in Isolation. If the many things I would do in isolation is pretty much the most obvious, video games. I would play video games anytime. This was what I thought could be my life in isolation, creating a video game console with a video game inside a TV to see it. So first off, you have the TV front screen. So this drawing here is the screen is one of the very first things I came up with to start it all up. The theme here was like some sort of corona fighting savior, literally destroying these weird purple dudes that relate to the coronavirus. Even though technically that, viruses can spread, they can't be technically destroyed really, but if only they could, okay? Just cut me some slack. Purple was a good idea because it is resembling the darkest time in our lives. I see a lot of purple starting to become like a symbol of darkness sometimes, like literally. The cloud above is meant to be a storm resembling how immense Corona is. The monster above has red eyes, which is like the source, and I'm using my imagination at this point, or the main antagonist to the game. The minions have black eyes and mouths to make it look like they have nothing inside their bodies, to know how death-like and hollow these creatures are, and like how freaking death that coronavirus actually is. Okay? Get the point? The protagonist of the game is meant to look like some anime character. Wearing golden armor, a touch of brown with a golden cape, blue saw blades, along with adding bubbles, some purple smog, the hero slashes, and buildings in the background. Now, the art styles that I used to make the drawing was stippling, which is used for the saw blades. Hatching was for the purple smog evaporating very close together, making sure there aren't many white gaps. I lightly used hatching with some objects to my drawing, like to shade the armor, the bubbles, the cape, and some other buildings. Light shading, they were mostly used for the bubbles for what objects the bubbles are in front of. They will be like a blur of that object for whether's in front of them. And the equipment, I used colored pencils, gray lead, fine liner, colored highlighters, and colored pens. As for the TV, I covered up with. It is literally a box. I found a box somewhere in the house, and I covered up with black paper. Some of the borders around it were painted in black paint. Before that was done, though, I had to put my drawing, which were to be my screen for the TV, taping it behind so we can stick the edges at the inside of the box, then closing the box up afterwards. Out of all the consoles I wanted to choose from, I decided to get a little modern old school, or more like retro often, but anyways, you get the idea. The Nintendo GameCube. I get fascinated with this design. It's not your usual console, except the fact that it was released in September 14th, 2001. Again, I had to use another box, but it didn't typically had all sides. It had two holes open, like the TV. I just covered up the box, only this time with purple paper, because that is its original color, before more colors of the console were available. To make it at least realistic, I used black fine liner pen to get the lines that were on the sides of the console. Like the lid, for example, that's the top of the console, made dots to make it look like it had air holes. Used a strip of black paper, which appeared to be the handle of the console. Paper was for the plugins for the controllers, and the rectangles are the slots for baby memory cards. Used white cardboards for a small circle that belongs on top of the console. I also added the name on top 2 inside a circle. Now, this is one of the most interesting parts of the artwork that I did. To make the sides, I needed toilet rolls. Attach it with 2 thin pieces of cardboard for the front and back of the controller. When that was done, I pasted the controller around with the newspaper and let it dry. Next day, I painted with purple paint. However, I didn't have any purple, so of course I mixed in with red and blue. Let that dry. When finished, use thin pieces of white cardboard and shaped into one to be one of the buttons. Used a green pom-pom ball for the A button and orange for the C stick. The red button is the B button, put the name on top, and inside the holes of the toilet rolls are the L and R triggers. Attached above, the controller is elastic bands taped to become the plug-in cord, which is also attached to the console. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This was my artwork that I did for that competition. Unfortunately, I didn't win. Very sad. But this was just something that I just wanted to be able to show off. It was at least something interesting. The most favorite part about this, aside from my drawing, was definitely making the console and also the controller itself. It really does look fascinating when you think about it. I think it is anyways. But what do you guys think of this creation? What kind of creations do you have in mind? Maybe if you want, you could probably send me some creations yourselves. Maybe probably put it in my Discord and Xeno UI. Put it in the section UI artist, which will be in the link down in the description below. We'll try to remember that, and let me see what you guys actually come up with. If you like this video, please like and subscribe after you finish watching this video, or if you have already, that's great. If you haven't, go ahead and do it. It's literally for free. Click the notification bell to never miss a video, and I will see you the next one. This is, and as always, my name is Mad Dog, and peace out.